Hello, everybody. This is bonus episode number 1 for the Keep It Rollin Podcast. I'm Kyle Perkins. I'm here with Joey Deal.
Hello.
And we're also here with Joel Aguilar.
Hello.
And Joel is going to start his own podcast, kind of on our podcast network. So we just wanted to introduce him and do a little intro for his podcast too. So why don't you give us the name right away?
This podcast is called Ciento Real MMA. It's a podcast I hope to bring more people who speak Spanish here, like a lot of people who are Latino, so you guys can have bigger, not bigger people.
Yeah,
more
network. People.
Yeah, because Latinos are kind of short.
Definitely. Well, me and Kyle, we don't speak Spanish. We'll
no
be
Spanish
honest.
for me.
We tried for 40's episode, if you remember.
My intro was in Spanish. How good was it?
It was actually really good.
It was.
It was.
So, I'll actually be honest. The only class, actually 2 classes I failed in high school, but one of them was Spanish.
Okay.
And I failed math, algebra 2.
Okay.
Pretty embarrassing. But Spanish to me is really hard.
Yeah.
But I would love to learn it more. So actually I'm excited to listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
And I think, from a an MMA podcast perspective, it's going to be really cool because I think Mexico it's one of the biggest growing sports in Mexico. Obviously they love fighting, but I think MMA is getting a little bit bigger in Mexico.
Yeah, it's getting really big in Mexico. I was born here, but I know a lot about Mexico.
Yeah. So wait, tell me, what is your background with MMA? So you've been training with us for about a year?
A year. I started at the beginning of the year. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So about a year, but you had some experience with boxing.
Yeah.
You've been training for a long time?
In boxing, I trained a year. I took a break halfway because I wanted to try MMA. So I tried going to a karate karate class.
You went to karate?
Got some sidekicks?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, they taught me how to defend yourself from someone if they had a bottle or something they had
classic MMA training.
Yeah. They're gonna keep that somewhere.
Nice, I like it. But you, for those who are watching, you might not know, but Joel's actually only 14.
Yeah, I'm 14.
14 years old. He holds himself like an adult. He's since I met him, I felt I remember him walking. I think I said this on the podcast once, but he came in with a motorcycle helmet. Yeah. So I assumed you were 25 driving a motorcycle, but he was on his dad's motorcycle in the back with a helmet.
Oh, I thought your dad just made you wear it in the car.
No, it looks a lot less cool when you're not the one on the motorcycle. Okay. You're the one in the back.
Yeah, when you're holding on to your dad's back. But it looks cool when you walk in with the helmet. Yep. I thought you were badass. Yeah. But I mean, it was, I'm just shocked at how young you were. So he actually came and started training with us when he was 13. Super mature, very well spoken to. You're very shy at first. Now you've opened up a lot. So I'm excited to see you do a podcast. Yeah. With all your passions for MMA.
You got a lot of opinions on MMA.
I got a crap ton of opinions.
Good.
So many people don't like me for them. But
let's hear it. Well, this is going to be the fun part. I want to hear all these.
Part. So,
what's the goal with the podcast? Let's talk about that.
The goal with the podcast is to have a lot of people not only get to know me a little more, but get to know about the sport. And, hopefully from this podcast, we could start getting to know other people from the gym, nice. In a different perspective, mainly MMA. So 40. That's what you guys call them.
Yeah,
40.
40 and Adrian. Those are the 2 I could think of who speak Spanish. You could be able to have a
Melvin speaks Spanish.
Melvin does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Melvin definitely does.
Yeah, it's from Nicaragua. Yeah.
So we'll definitely have some of those, which would be cool for you to be able to do. And my hope is to help you get some interviews with some other MMA fighters who have speak Spanish for you. You can do a full interview with them. And then, of course, I think the big thing is I'm excited to see your predictions. That's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, dude.
So we'll do pre-shows.
Yep.
And then definitely the post-shows so we can recap the events.
And then you gotta review your predictions.
Yeah. I'm so good at predictions.
Just so you know.
Okay.
Well, just so you know, you'll when you do a podcast, it's there forever. So you don't get to go back and edit them. There's no 2020 vision for it.
I said he was going to win.
So you have to live with your choices. So we get to judge, his predictions.
Yeah, I said I was what did I say?
You said 80%.
Yeah, I'm I usually get a lot of predictions right, prelims and main cards and stuff.
I mean, 80% is huge.
That's a high percentage.
If you're a gambler,
you're killing it. You're killing it.
Which illegal. 14 years old.
14 years old. Don't start gambling. Illinois.
But if other people want to listen to the 14-year-old and make some bets, feel free.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
I think one of the best cards I did like as far as results, is 308. I did choose Ilya Topuria. I thought he was gonna win by knockout, and it was weird. Like,
was this Ilya versus Max?
Yeah, it was Ilya versus Max.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I went with my heart, and I went for Max.
Trying to will Max to win.
Yeah. Which I realize, I'm sure you know too. Yeah. Sometimes you think with your heart, not your head.
That makes it very hard to make good picks.
That's why I lost so much at 306.
Okay.
Like
306 is all Mexicans.
It was all Mexicans. It was a Mexican card, so I was really biased. I chose a bunch of Mexicans.
All with your boys, yeah.
I got almost every single prediction wrong.
Well, and also you can do that type of prediction. You can say, here's what I think and here's what I feel. Like,
yes.
This is what I want. This is what I think. I do think that's important too sometimes, to be honest with it.
The hardest fights I've ever had to try to predict is not trying to say this in a weird way, but it's probably a bunch of women fights, because the outcome is so weird. I didn't watch the Nunes and Peña fight. I wasn't a fan of the sport at that time.
Okay.
Which is weird. I got a lot of knowledge in 2 years.
Yeah, I can tell he's obsessive. So, I've seen his stats. He writes down a lot of stats. Yeah. He sent me some screenshots of all the stuff he's
knows a lot of fighters that are just very, everybody, right?
Yeah, I know everyone.
Ones.
Yeah. I know prelim fighters. I know guys who fought in the Dynamite Contender Series.
Yeah.
Nice. They're not important anymore, but
well, that's what I liked about it. It reminds me of when I was your age, when I was 14. I know it sounds like an old man thing to say, but when I was 14, I was that. I knew every single. It was just a lot easier back then because there was only one pay-per-view every month, or maybe even every other month. Yeah. So it was really easy. There was only 8 fights per card, maybe 9.
You went to Sheer Dog. You read the 16 fighters profiles. Boom! I got everybody.
So to try to know every fighter now, there's fights every weekend. It's very tough.
Yeah.
So you're just you're like a 2.0 version of me as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you speak Spanish.
I speak Spanish. Yeah. So in my backpack, my school backpack, sometimes I have work and I hold it off to my last period because I also have study hall then. And third period, I'm just writing down predictions. I'm writing down I have probably a bag's worth of sticky notes full of just a bunch of card names and fighters, and they pretty good. They do pretty good. I think I should probably open that for business.
Yeah, you gotta keep that.
Well, this is what we're doing. This is the business right here. You're gonna have this podcast set up.
People are gonna say tune in if you want to get your right fight predictions.
Yeah, and it's
that's not free. You gotta pay me.
You gotta pay for it. This will be fun. It's so we'll definitely have you try to do all the big cards. We'll have you do a prediction show, or we'll call it a pre-show.
Yep.
And then of course post-show.
Yeah, dude. One of the cards, the next card after this one is Tampa, and I become really obsessive when I see a fighter I like on that card.
Who's your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter right now is Brando Moreno. He's one of the most inspirational fighters I've ever.
What's the Moreno? What's the favorite?
Maybe not today.
Maybe not today.
Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow.
But someday.
Pero I promise one day.
He's awesome, man. He's one of my favorite fighters too, for sure.
Very scrappy.
Oh, scrappy, yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He when he first started, I did see obviously I rewatched a bunch of his old fights, and I saw in the Dustin Ortiz fight that was the one where he got the rear naked choke and he made the speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw in that fight I don't think he was losing, but he got really competitive because once he closed the distance, he preferred to brawl than to actually land a lot of
Which
shots.
I think that has a lot to do with the Mexican fighting style.
He's down to scrap. He's down to fight.
It's a long history in boxing of watching Mexicans go at it and not trying to make it a brawl.
Trying to dirty it
up.
Even
when it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, that's a really hard challenge.
Even you, at your age, when we spar on Saturdays, for those who don't know as well, Joel obviously trains with us, trains jiu-jitsu, trains striking, promising young career already. He's already had 2 novice MMA fights.
Slammed 15 times.
Been slammed 15 times.
That was just yesterday by Adrian.
Just by Adrian alone. So, we'll be looking forward to, as you do this podcast, also follow your journey in competitions, whether you're doing jiu-jitsu competitions or MMA competitions. So I think it'll be a cool thing to watch when you go back in time, and by the time you're a professional or world champion, you'll get to go back and look at predictions you made at 14 years old.
Yeah, we'll see if your opinions about MMA change as you do it more and more.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be honest. When I signed up for that competition on January 11th with the team competition, I didn't even know where it was going to be.
You just signed up? No.
Yeah, I just signed up. I don't know where. I don't. That's actually something I wanted to ask you. Where is that gonna be?
It's gonna be in Oak Lawn.
Yeah, close by.
Yeah, it's super close. So that's a local jiu-jitsu tournament, Grappling Industries.
Yeah,
that's one of my big goals for you. Is I want to get you in more competitions, get you used to the feeling of competition. You've done, I think, one jiu-jitsu tournament.
I did one jiu-jitsu.
Just ADCC. Okay. Yeah. Well, we did the white belt bash too.
You did the white belt bash count?
Warmed up. Yep.
So we're gonna have a lot of cool experiences as you continue your journey of competing.
I saw that podcast you had with the guys that came in here.
Yeah.
You guys were making fun of me saying, "Oh, that's a clear white belt moment."
Yeah. It's as white belt as it gets.
Yep. Yeah.
You had a great white belt experience for sure.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. It was
well, definitely very scrappy. You're super ambitious. You stepped up. We asked you to hop in the white belt bash for like
13
any
years
moment. Yeah. So
fighting grown men. We're excited for you. So what's the next card? The first card that you're gonna do?
First card I'm gonna do is 310. After that, like, I'm gonna stick mainly to like pay-per-view cards for like the big podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, obviously, like right now I'll talk a little bit about Tampa, but I can't, like, mainly just the main card because like fights get canceled.
So this is, we're talking right now, and we're really just coming up with the plot and the idea for what the show is about. And I think that's the best bet. Yeah. Is let's go for the big pay-per-views.
Yep.
And then you can do some just shows every once in a while that kind of talk about whatever topics you want and interviews with other people. And we'll jump on because we like talking about it. I
love talking about fight. We got to learn Spanish.
I'm going to teach you everything. Don't you guys worry.
So can we be on the show? We don't speak Spanish?
You can be on the show. Like, I was fully prepared to like translate for you guys.
I
Like,
think it'll be good. Yeah. Like, it'll be a good practice for you, right? It's like you have to then translate some of the things that we say.
The entire podcast in the Spanish.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was mainly planning on translating like all the important stuff because like there's some like things I can't translate because I don't know how to, like, some phrases, like English phrases, I don't know how to translate. Like, I can translate them. They don't make any sense.
They don't really fit, right?
They don't make any sense in Spanish.
That's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll make up words together. Me and Kyle do that all the time.
We're Spanglish masters, yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Well, all right. Well, this is going to be fun. I think, we're keeping this little intro short and sweet.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts about the show? Are you excited?
I'm very excited, Like, hopefully you guys can make some money. Like, I really suggest you guys bet. Grow those bad habits.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go off of your bets.
Yeah,
that way I could be upset if it doesn't work, or I can celebrate you if it wins.
Take the best gambling advice I've ever heard. Never gamble unless it's a lock. And these picks are locks.
I say never gamble with your own money.
Okay,
that's my best advice. Yeah. No, it's gonna be great. What's the main event for 310?
Alexander Pantoja and Kai Sakura.
Yeah,
that's a good fight.
I was testing. I knew it. I just want to make sure he knew. What if he was like, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's Joey Deal versus.
Yeah, I actually studied that main card a lot, like the main event, because I went to YouTube and I started watching Kai Sakura's fights, like his last 5 fights. He's on a 2-fight winning streak right now.
Knockout artist, right?
Yeah, he's a knockout artist. His chin is not as good as I thought. So
yeah, he's been dropped by what's his name? Who's in the UFC right now?
Manuel Cape.
Yeah, he lost it. Yeah. You say it a lot cooler. I thought it was
Manuel Camp. Yeah.
Camp. You say it way cooler.
Yeah, dude.
He's good.
Tough dude.
I think that is his name, Manuel Cap. But I call him Cape because that's what I started calling him, not knowing how his name is.
Okay, I like it.
Okay. Sounds cooler when you say it. Yeah. No, well, save all your info because we're gonna have your own show. So we're gonna be putting this, for those who know, this is gonna be on our podcast, of course. Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
But this is the little intro section for your new show.
And then you guys know what's out there.
Do we know the name? Did we say? We didn't even say the name yet, did we?
Introed it. Yeah. We said it. We said it in Spanish. Yeah. So
say it again.
100% Real MMA.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's clean.
Which is just 100% real MMA.
Yeah, we had to keep the real in there.
Keep it real.
Keep the real.
The man already gets it. This is awesome. At 14, he's already got the brand.
He's a podcasting aficionado.
I watched so many podcasts. I think I checked the rewind thing and Spotify. I think just this year alone, I finished every single episode on Brando Moreno's podcast.
He's got a podcast?
He has got a podcast. I finished every single episode.
Do you have any other podcasts that are MMA related that you'd suggest?
Yeah, I got a crap ton. So yeah, obviously you got the Joe Rogan, like the MMA episodes.
Of course, yeah.
Joe Rogan podcast. Like other podcasts you can do, you can watch are obviously the interviews. I wouldn't consider them podcasts.
It's a little bit different, right? It's a professional thing.
Yeah. Hablemos MMA. That's a podcast by I think it's a Colombian guy.
Okay.
He talks to MMA fighters. They're like interviews, but he also has like 1 hour talks with like fighters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly Spanish fighters.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. So I think it's important for you to have some inspirations that you look at and you look up to, and you start to build your podcast based on what you want to do.
Yeah, dude.
We're excited for you.
Super exciting. Exciting.
Yeah, dude. I'm very excited too. You know, I really like learning off fights. So like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, like I've watched some karate combat fights and I saw techniques I really liked, so I tried it on like in my shed at my house.
In my shed.
Like I have a
karate in the garage.
Yeah,
No,
I have a
karate
boxing
in the shed
back there.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, dude, I have a boxing bag back there, and I like any techniques that I really like, I try them on that. So like I tried the technique Rafael Alves had on against James Vick, his KO.
Yes, yeah.
It was a butterfly
Poor Vic.
head. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's like in a coma for like
He is
4
coma.
days. Yeah.
Hey, don't worry about it. So guys, we're wrapping this up here, so we can get you going. We're gonna have you do this show right now for your first ever prediction show.
First ever prediction show. I'm fully ready.
Super exciting.
Well, all right, Kyle, let's close it out.
All right, we're closing out. This is our first ever bonus episode with Joel, and we'll get going for his first
say
episode of 100%.
100%.
Real MMA.
Real.
Did I do good?
Yeah,
That was
really
beautiful.
All right, we're out, everybody. Keep it real.